Welcome to this tutorial on SQS Dead Letter Queue. In this video, you'll learn how to handle failed messages in your message processing system. Dead letter queues are a critical component of the AWS Integration Series, helping you build more resilient and reliable applications. A dead letter queue, or DLQ, is a separate SQS queue that stores messages which fail processing after multiple attempts. Think of it as a safety net for your application. When a message cannot be processed successfully, instead of losing it forever or getting stuck in an infinite loop, it gets moved to the dead letter queue. This isolates problematic messages and prevents them from blocking your main queue while ensuring no data is lost. Let's understand the flow of how a dead letter queue works. First, a message arrives in your source queue and your consumer application receives it. Second, if processing fails due to an error, such as invalid data or a system issue, the message is returned to the queue. Third, after the maximum number of retry attempts is exceeded, AWS automatically moves the failed message to the configured dead letter queue. This three-step process ensures failed messages are handled systematically without manual intervention. Two key parameters control dead letter queue behavior. The first is maxReceiveCount, which defines the maximum number of processing attempts. Before a message is moved to the DLQ, you can set this value anywhere from 1 to 1,000, depending on your retry strategy. The second parameter is deadLetterTargetArn, which is the Amazon resource name of the queue that will receive the failed messages. These two settings work together to create a robust failure handling mechanism. Here's how to configure a dead letter queue using the AWS SDK first. Create a redrive policy object containing the deadLetterTargetArn and maxReceiveCount. In this example, we set maxReceiveCount to 3, meaning a message will be retried 3 times before moving to the DLQ. Then, use the setQueueAttributes method to apply this redrive policy to your source queue. The policy must be passed as a JSON string in the attributes parameter. Dead letter queues serve 4 primary use cases. First, debugging failed messages by analyzing message content and identifying error patterns. Second, monitoring system health by tracking failure rates and setting up alerts when the DLQ receives messages. Third, manual reprocessing, where you can fix the underlying issues and replay messages back through your system. Fourth, data recovery and audit purposes, preserving failed messages for compliance and investigation. These use cases make DLQs essential for production systems. Follow these best practices when implementing dead letter queues. First, set a retention period on your DLQ that is longer than your source queue, giving you more time to investigate and fix issues. Second, configure CloudWatch alarms to monitor the message count in your DLQ, so you're immediately notified when failures occur. Third, include detailed error logs in message attributes to make debugging easier. Fourth, choose an appropriate maxReceiveCount based on your specific workload, balancing between giving transient errors time to resolve and quickly identifying persistent problems. Let's recap the key takeaways. First, dead letter queues prevent message loss and infinite retry loops, protecting your application from common failure scenarios. Second, configure maxReceiveCount thoughtfully based on your workload requirements and expected error patterns. Third, actively monitor DLQ metrics for proactive issue detection, rather than discovering problems after they've accumulated. Finally, dead letter queues are an essential tool for building resilient message processing systems in AWS by implementing DLQs correctly. You ensure your applications can gracefully handle failures and maintain data integrity.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.